And the sound font they used in Super Street Fighter 2 is really kind of inferior to the original Street Fighter 2 Super NES release. This is still a good tune, but it really doesn't sound anywhere near as good as I thought. Took me a second to figure out what Ollie meant. You know, I barely ever stick with a simulated city for long enough to make it an actually big one. I haven't had like a metropolis-sized city since back in the Super NES SimCity. God, I'm tired a lot. Oh well. To be fair, over the last couple of days I've actually managed to exert myself a bit, so that's something, I guess. Somebody or another made like a long series of Street Fighter theme history videos, which are always really interesting. I remember Blanca as being especially interesting. because there were like some actually like really good versions of his Street Fighter 2 theme, and then like you get to like the Game Boy one, it's like, they really published this? Freaking weird. Maybe I should try to draw I should try to draw something. Stretching. You know. What are you gonna do? You know, it's, you know. Let's play Actraiser. Oh, it says I drew spheres today. Good. Do I? Nope. There's actually an extra game mode you unlock if you beat the main story. I was wondering if I had done that previously on this save or not. Apparently not. Welcome back, Zeor. Did you get sufficient rest? Let's not answer that. Right. So we settled the Fillmore and Blood Pool, and we turned the Blood Pool into Blue Pool, but that did not change the name of the town to Nice Pool. And, Cassandra, the desert town, is no longer a desert, but now it has the plague, so everybody there's pretty sad. Aw, gross, I always gotta draw naked people. But before they got the plague, they invented music. And it was a very nice scene. And we brought music to Blood Pool, and now everybody there is happy. Yes, I came here just to hear this song before I did anything else. I know what I like. Actual name of that song, I believe, is Sacrifices. Anyways, even though the cure for the plague going on in Cassandra takes place, is found elsewhere, I believe the natural order of the game has us going to Aitos first. Because if we look under, let's see, status of cities, yeah, Cassandra, then Aitos, then we're on it. So I guess we'll just go to Aitos, and then all those people can still have the plague. It's cool. Maybe. So Aitos is a volcanic sort of region, has lots of rocks. I fall. I have an Oculus Quest now, it's a lot of fun. The only full game I own for it at present is Super Hot VR. And it, whoa, has its frustrations, but it's fun. Queen says, I think the most important thing I learned in structuring characters is how to proportion and draw the underlying boxes and circles. Yeah, I never, took drawing seriously enough to learn all that. I always just kind of eyeballed proportion, and I'm usually pretty good at it. It's one of the many ways in which I could have been good at art if I ever took myself seriously enough to try. I have a lot of skills like that, really. By the way, background? Fucking nice. Ow. Stop throwing rocks at me, I'm God. Rather low-key music track going on here, yet still a memorable one. Ow. I don't think I'll be streaming anything off the quests, because sheer technical limitations, not to mention the limitation of needing to have a microphone while also wearing a VR headset. Like I said, pretty much all I have is Super Hot and some demo stuff anyway, but... But, yeah, you know, Super Hot PC didn't do that much for me, but in VR, a lot of fucking fun. Challenging, but fun. Damn, this level's kinda kicking my ass. A little easier than Vinny made it look. Yeah, the thing is, all the art I've done, most of my drawing is in, like, micro scale. I'm used to comic strips where I fit, like, however many panels into one page, or doodles on post-it notes, or very small drawings. I rarely work in any sort of large scale. Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah! Sword Beat! You only get this a couple times over the course of the game. And this is a very good time to have it. Ah! What is that sound effect? Hey. Alright, I need to watch this and not chat. I made fun of his sound effect and now I stopped making it. Waste. I also reached a point where I used to draw a whole bunch of stuff, but then for the longest time I pretty much only ever drew Zero Worm. So I've... whatever other skills I have become that much more dulled. We did it. We can settle in Aitos now. We will now work towards peace. O Master, this great plateau Aitos has laid uncultivated for many years. Please use the mighty power of lightning to destroy these rocks. Here's the volcano. And this exists now. And it doesn't do much, but I think if... Ow. Well, first of all, it hits you for a zillion fucking health. Secondly, I think it causes earthquakes if you leave it alone for too long, so... Yeah, you gotta kind of deal with those a little bit. Tech Vein says, I think dulled art skills do come back with a little practice. Yeah, sounds right, yeah. I have been feeling a bit of a creative itch lately. I really should just do something. I did do something yesterday. I actually did, like, all the recording, all 250-odd voice lines that I had planned for that, XCOM 2 voice bank I've been threatening to make for the longest time. Always is. My problem is all of my drawing skills are charcoal. See, I wish I'd learned to do something respectable like charcoal drawing. All of my stuff is, again, just like number 2 pencil on fucking notebook paper. I suppose, I keep talking like it's too late to learn these things. I guess I could. I don't know. I'm a little old. Did I bring wheat? No, that's not a field, that's like a pasture. I have still noticed that when I, like, try to draw something new, it usually seems to go okay for me, so... I think like, in the course of overall life experience, I've gotten a little better, that's what, I don't know. Something... Obviously, I'm too tired to be making any sense. Techfiend says, you don't even need to be that good at any skill to make some use of it. Just good enough to do what you're trying to do. Yeah, you know, I like that, but... I'm also at a point, well, let me go ahead and put a fine point on it. I'm not totally sure if I have a career anymore. And so part of me is still wondering if maybe I could have a career doing something that I like instead, and then we're still in a world where the world hates that. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. You can go to hell. When is my health refilled? Right now? Nope, it was then. Well, in that case... a bomb! Well, it says, draw a furry form for money with me, Zeor, we can do collabs. Finally, my calling. What I've really been waiting for all these years. That's where all the money is. You're not wrong. God damn it. These skulls suck a lot more than I realized. I just remember being really unnerved the first time I saw one. Possibly due to that, like, inordinately huge thing phobia I sort of have. Okay, actually, hold on, turn around. Yeah, just... there we go. Thank you. And just get rid of the skulls, and everybody happy. Not really building much around here, are they? Like, it's so where all the money is to such an extent that where there's barely a market left for stuff that is not animal butthole porn. So that's great. That's the world we're in. Well, Master, my husband suffered serious injuries while sealing the monster's lair. So I alone must continue building Itos for a while. Alright, have fun. Hope he gets better. I'll say some prayer. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. I studied programming in college, but I have not exercised that skill at all. I don't know if I'd be good enough at that to have any sort of career in it. My master, this year our ranch has some horses. Good. Good. Oh, you mean like the Valkyrianas of the world, am I right? Oh, Master, one of our people went to seal the monster's lair even though he was also seriously injured. After sealing the monster's lair, he was fatally injured. He is now standing before the shrine with the last ounce of his strength. His last request is to pass away while being covered by my master's tears. Please grant his request. Send the rain. Look at this guy. Yay. That his face was showered with his master's tears was peace enough. Master, thank you for showing compassion of him in his great hour of need. Now he died. I don't have anything funny to say about that. The man with a simple final request. I don't think these guys build fields at all. I can't give them wheat. There's some horses. Master, the wind is gone, and without it, our windmills won't work. Could you please cause the wind to blow? Alright, sure. That's fine. There you go. There we go. Whoops! Turns out your crappy houses blew up, sorry. Should have built good ones. I think I'm sad now because there's no art left except furry butthole stuff. Master, we found a strange bow and some arrows. Alright, good. That would have been handy when Mr. Skull was around. Just remember, there's a bomb here if I need it later. Oh, this says, to be fair, there is a lot of pretty stuff on Pinterest. Yeah, that's true. I have seen some stuff on there that's pretty legit. Once in a while. I'm just in a weird place as a person. I'm just kind of a completely broken individual right now. Kind of trying to put things together. I don't know what I'm doing. Master, we have learned to make clothes from the fleece of our sheep. This fleece is very warm. It could be useful to any land as cold as Itos. This year, present this fleece as an offering. I don't need it right now. Thank you, though. Master, we have now refined our mountaineering skills. The mountains hold many unseen mysteries. We will inform you if anything is discovered. Eat. This guy sucks too much to do anything. Dickman says, well, voice work is something you could do remotely in most cases, probably. Yeah, I'm apparently in such a mental state tonight that I forgot entirely that I could potentially do voice somethings. I'm not totally sure if I like how my voice lines came out. Both in that I don't sound like I thought I did, and in that, like, I think Audacity did sort of a lousy job. The volume balancing is really weird. It's kind of... I have to... run like a batch normalization on them or something. As we found a scroll in the mountains northeast of here. Neat. Good. I will take the scroll. And B. Mountain Man. The mind-controlled line? I did a few of those. Where possible, I did 2, maybe 3, sometimes 4 lines per prompts that were on the list that I had. And one of them was like, something along the lines of, I feel fine. How do you feel, fellow humans? So, I'm just hoping it will come out to something that I am okay with once it's actually done and dusted, but... It's kind of one of those cases where I sort of had to just make myself go through it, even if, like, I'm not in love with the work in progress so far, you know what I mean? Yeah, population. Thomas says, does mean you're competing with Julian, who's the best VA in the entire thing, IMO. I don't really remember what he sounds like off the top of my head. All he countries, you won't have to compete if Julian is dead! Reminds me, I found like the GLaDOS voice bank for robot trip persons. And I, of course, immediately made like a GLaDOS Spark Soldier. Which I thought was kind of neat. Humble. Probably will maybe do some XCOM 2 streaming after my voice bank and all that squared away. Master, please save us. The old dormant volcano has suddenly erupted. We can hear monstrous footsteps. Our town Itos will not only be destroyed by the eruption, but also by monsters. Oh, it's kind of like 2020 down there, too. Please come and fight for us and the men who have given their lives in sealing the monsters there. I think what the translation failed to convey to us is that the guy who died in front of the shrine was the left guy on the prayer screen there. Like, she mentioned that he'd been wounded, but, it wasn't very clear about whether the dying guy was the same him or... yada. Point is, the volcano is now making fire go all everywhere, and we should probably make that not happen as much. On account of the people don't like having all the fire on top of their heads. Still building all their troopers. Look at them go. We're just building less flammable houses. That's what I'd like to see. Ken says I can hit Fillmore with an earthquake now if I want. I suppose I could hit anywhere with an earthquake, but do I want to do that to Fillmore? I don't know if I do. Whoops. Alright, well, I quit the game now, so... that's it. Stream's over. Was... there we go. Good night. No, let's see. Yep, time for Beat Saber. The Beat Saber demo is a lot of fun. I will probably have to pick that up. But, you know, considering my state of reduced employedness, gotta watch my purchasing. Ah, we can go fight in the volcano now. We're at a volcano. Here we are. I don't know how we got down there while it was erupting, but... don't ask such stupid questions. Wow, okay. You know, games start getting... it starts getting a little hard around here, actually. Stop. Stop. Well, he says, regard, who gives a shit if a volcano's erupting? Fair enough. Yeah, like, who's gonna tell me no? Nobody's gonna be like, God, you can't go down that volcano right now, it's erupting. I'm like, dude, God, step off. Check out these state-of-the-art, heatwave distortion effects in the background here. Yeah, even this track, again, I mentioned earlier, it's like a lower key one, yet still one that I remember well. It's for the, samurai archers down here. Yeah. Yep, that ought to be enough to kill God. MP. This frickin' sound design. It's so distinctive, and I missed whatever that item was. Probably just a health refill. Maybe a 1-up. Yes! It's wheel guy. Stop being hurty. Like Casmedio. Holy shit. That friggin' music spell. That thing that I did. I'm tired. Yeah, playing anything in VR is unexpectedly good exercise, I gotta tell you. Especially Beat Saber, it actually warns you, like, this is a form of exercise, please stretch properly. Oh, Master, all the monsters in Naitos have been destroyed. Thanks for taking care of us. Please help others. Okay. I still like all the little people, like, yay. I'm gonna go ahead and let Naitos build out a little bit, see if we get another level out of here. I did better than I expected in terms of having like space to play a VR game, and just kind of scoop this table out of the way and I'm good. The way the Quest works, I don't know about other VR headsets or whatever, but you set like a guardian perimeter basically before you start doing anything. Like you draw a line on the floor where you want your safe play area to be. And like if you start going outside of it, no matter what game you're playing, it will show you like the edge of that perimeter that you set. Or if you plan to be stationary, like if you're sitting down, you can set just like a very localized one, which is pretty much just like arm's length in whatever direction. I should check my status, see what my next level is. Oh, well, there it is. You did it. Anything else around here? I don't think so. Nah. How about Desert for Itos? Feel like we breezed right through that one. About half an hour. Might actually finish the game tonight. Maybe I will. Probably don't want to spend too much time on Actraiser. You know what? I will go ahead and take your rule now. Also with the bomb. I like Actraiser too. Techfiend says, I think Steam VR is a similar thing, but last I checked it uses big fat markers you need to plug in and mount on the wall. Ow, gross. Yeah, the Quest it has, like, front-facing cameras, so it can just keep track of all that stuff. Alright. And also, so it has, like, pass-through camera, which is surreal. But anyway. That about does it for Itos. That Cassandora still can't do anything else because on account of they have all the plagues. Thus they're very sick and sad. Means it's time for us to come down here to Marana, where the big cool Eagle Island is. This music. All the music in this game I just never get tired of. Whoop. I just did that. I don't care. You guys should see how often I've been saving in frickin' Battle Network 2. That game's harder than I remembered. Wait, nope. You have to fight Monster. Very interesting, aesthetic around here. I really like this mist. Fog, or whatever it is. I'm sure I discussed previously that, like, what made me really pick Battle Network 2 back up is remembering its post-game, and that I never really did finish that. And I was wondering if maybe, you know, in my more experienced age, and generally betterness at things, I wondered if I could finally get around to that. Not confident that will be happening. In fact, pretty confident it won't be happening. Like, you need the level 3 chips from every single boss Navi in the game. Well, not every single, from the overwhelming majority of boss Navis in the game. Which means perfect performances in all of them, basically. That may have been a waste, but fuck that too. And considering I'm still struggling to get anywhere on Quick Man, I don't know if that's gonna happen so much. Or if it could happen, I can't imagine it really actually being worth the disgusting amount of effort. It could still happen if I get into, well, I mean, once I'm at that point in the game and I have like a ridiculous number of powerful chips and or powerful chip combinations, this level is kicking my ass. Might just be a matter of, you know, equipping yourself properly, which is something I never really did as a kid, but... Probably not, but maybe. Ah, stop it! Jesus! Spooky headless man. Fucking... snakes falling down and then just... What? Hello. This is a cool boss. Sunny Colorado Springs. This guy is all over the country, and I'm jealous a little. On the other hand, I put on my VR headset the other day, and then I was in London. That was neat. That wasn't actually there. That's a lie. I saw parts of London. Virtual ways. And then I was in Super Hot, and then there was a calculator on the thing, and then I picked up the calculator and I said to the red guy, "By my calculations, you suck!" And then I threw it at him and he died. So yes, I'm living a rich, fulfilling life. Seriously though, it's good. I'm disappointed that also the Google Maps VR app is not in there, which is something I really wanted to try out. Maybe it's some other time. Like the Oculus Quest is fully self-contained. It's like a console, basically. Sorry, hang on, got distracted. There we go. Okay, now we're in Marana. Well, Master, although a beautiful island, Marana is covered with palm trees and seems so small. Would you destroy some of the palm trees? Aw, but they're nice trees. Fine. Do I have wheat? Should have checked if I have wheat. Oh, your layers on this island, isn't it? Stop. Alright, well, you can go ahead and take care of that guy pretty early on. You guys work on that, I'll blow up some more trees for you. Here's the island. Also forgot how heavy the story of Battle Network 2 gets. Yes, these guys do make fields, so use wheat. Oh, yeah, sorry, of course you don't. I meant use. I don't have wheat. Shit. Shouldn't have done that right now. I'll just keep going until... You can take wheat as many times as you need, so... We'll just bring a couple. Crowborners, are we ever gonna stop talking about furry porn in this stream? It's funny. Call back to the... You should follow and subscribe to Zeor TV. Master, a temple has suddenly appeared in Marana. People are saying they built it to worship you, but I sense something is wrong. The temple is the only building the monsters have not tried to destroy. This makes me very uneasy. I hope nothing happens. No, that looks legit. That's fine. It's cool. You found a strange bow and some arrows. Good. Master, we would like to extend our town to that island northwest of here. Is there a way to make the channel and the island into a part of our continent? I remember this. Actually, first of all, should probably have this. Yeah. Secondly, some change may take place to the continent if you cause an earthquake, yeah. That's the sound earthquakes make. Everybody died. Hooray! How wonderful! Master, we have started deep-sea fishing here in Marana. The ocean can yield strange and wonderful things if we will inform you if something unusual is found. Good. Find those unusual things. Don't do it! Okay. Hey, hurry up and deal with this guy. What? We have found a scroll while deep sea fishing. Good. I will take the scroll. Yeah! What else do you have? Right, that. Don't do it! Yeah, there we go. Good. Okay, go back to... I will now take wheat. What was the name of that other VR game I played? Friggin'... I don't know, its title was a little generic. For that matter, the game was a little generic. Fantasy world of some sort. Little people lose their minds because evil purple monsters appear. You're the chosen one, so on and so forth. But still, it's kind of neat. Like you can charge god power, and then you use your god power to assume like a god mode. And then, like in the god mode, you're like huge and towering over everything. And then, like if you can like, there are little trees, and then you can like pull them up to make them big trees. And then when you're back in regular mode, you can use the trees as cover and stuff. It was pretty neat. That was also the only game I've tried so far which gives you just like regular left stick free movement. And I wouldn't say I got motion sick per se, but it did make me unsteady on my feet as I did that. Alright, there we go, now we can wheat. Wait. Don't. Safe. Alright. Typhine says, if anything to go by, you need to spend a while acclimatizing to VR motion. Yeah, that sounds about right. So far, the biggest side effect I've gotten from the whole thing is mostly just, like, eye strain, similar to using, like, a 3DS for a while, but, considering the battery of the headset only lasts for a few hours at a pop, you know, it's a pretty good way to meter how long you'd spend, doing that to yourself. Many of our people have already turned against our Eternal Master. I believe the shrine may be the cause of this change of heart. This is a problem we must solve on our own. I just thought you should know. Okay. I did that twice in the Oculus Quest tutorial. Tried to set the controllers down on a table that did not exist. But thankfully they have, like, wrist straps and everything, so... It's a pretty friggin' neat tutorial. They just give you a bunch of stuff to play with, basically. Do I have to give these guys bridges, or do they invent bridges on their own? I don't remember. This temple sucks. Stop it! Can't help but feel like their middle-range houses look a little less high-tech than their good ones, than their old ones, I mean. Now, I don't remember if there's something that's supposed to spur them to explore over here, but if I recall... Yeah, there's just that one tree there. Ah, somebody's floated. It's also caused some things like that have also happened where, like, in super hot VR, like, I'm trying to adjust my position in the real-life room, and, like, I have to step into an object in the game, which it takes me a second to, get into the mindset to do. Because of the many plagues here in Marana, we should never be without medical herbs. Maybe we present the herb as an offering to you this year. Yay. For any other lands suffering from the plagues as we do, please offer the herb there too. Yeah. We found a strange statue. Good. Good. Alright. Big time. I liked how you can see... I mentioned previously that, like, on this world map you actually see all the real developments in these towns, but still I like that you can see the temple right there. Worry not, for I brought you herbs! I think I did anyway. Did I forget to take those? Yep, I forgot. I have changed my mind. Bye, fuckers. Hi, I'm back. There we go. Anybody who drinks tea made from this will be immediately cured of any plague. Holy shit. Fucking good herbs. Cassandra. Herb. Poof! Everybody happy. I'm gonna give these guys a little time to build while I'm here. No, no magic brownies. Oh. Yeah, look, that rock there roughly corresponds to where that one tree was, so I think that's just there to give you a little hint. As if anybody wouldn't try striking that island with lightning. Worst news in my life today is that the burrito slash taco slash Mexico food place here in town that I really liked just closed down, like, permanently. Which means I'm gonna have to deal with some fucking crappy burritos for the rest of my life. Seriously though, that place is really good. I'm bummed out about that. Oh, pardon my allergy sounds. These guys build very efficiently. Much better than they do in friggin' Itos over there. These houses suck! Like, I'm pretty sure the best burrito I ever had came from friggin' Mercado. I walked down there the other day, some friggin' barbecue place there was there instead. I'm like, no. I mean, we could have used barbecue in the area, but still. Not like this. Obtain barbecue, but at what cost? I'm sure they just couldn't really survive the, economic landscape with all the things going on. Especially with the college being let out and all. So treasure your local burrito places, lest they leave you. Should I get into VR chat? Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm never probably not going to get heavily into VR chat. I'm just wondering if there's any part of that that's actually worth experiencing. It does remind me a little bit of PlayStation Home, which I was into in spite of myself. Zekfane says, if Vinny's managing to have fun with it, must be something to it. I suppose so, but... To be fair, he knows who he's getting into it with, rather than just trying to pal around with Anons. The only interaction I've had with anyone in that so far was the other day I was, of course, my first item of business was to find an avatar, like, so I was, like, trying to explore a hub world which had them. And, like, I went to a world that was like somebody's avatar barn or something, and there wasn't actually anything in there except one guy who was probably doing the same thing I was. And, like, he just turned to me and noticed me and just waved, and I waved back, and that was our entire conversation. On an ancient tablet under the rock near the ancient ground drawing. The tablet says something about an island that has the same shape as the ground drawing. Oh, how about that? Present this tablet to you. Good. I will take. Mentions something about a bird-shaped island. I did find a robot skin, like, in just, like, the featured skins that I kind of liked. Reminded me a little bit of Combot from, Tekken Tag 2, but not, like, explicitly, just a little bit. But, it would be super fucking cool to have, like, needless to say, I thought of that, like, that glitch hero. This dude's still chasing Turbo, look at him go. That glitch hero persona that I use for my Minecraft skin, and I keep thinking about. Ollie says, how do I say this? It's a very social thing. You're going to be interacting with people. They're going to be memeing, racist, and oozing anime sometimes, and sometimes you're going to meet people who catch your attention with a fun time and will show you something new. Sounds about right, yeah. What happened over here? Somebody farted? Haha, it's a fart joke. Not as far gone as Second Life yet, says Techman. Imagine being in a social space without leaving your home, but also being able to scratch your ass without being judged. I was playing, I may or may not have been playing Super Hot VR without pants earlier, because my pants kept trying to fall down, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck the pants. Like, watch out, fuckers! Super hot, no pants, lightning round! Like, as I was playing, I was having fun, and I also thought, like, wow, I must look like one of the most ridiculous people on Earth right now. That should just about do it for Casadora. I don't think they're even gonna... Yeah, I think we're actually, like, at the very... Yeah, population 802, it's not even gonna get any bigger. Yep. Like, no, you know, we just have enough people, we're done. I was laughing at Ollie just then. Super hot. Well, I don't know about all that. I have the physique of a former IT person, now unemployed at 34. Could be worse, considering, but... Alright, let's see. Give tablet. That island has to be here somewhere. Let us give the tablet to the people and see what will happen. Master, an ancient tablet has fallen from the sky. I know, I dropped it. As instructed by this tablet, we shall investigate the bird-shaped island. Ollie says, listen, I just saw a nude of Trump getting spray tan. I would pay triple digits to replace that with an out-of-shape IT guy. I will ask no questions about this. The less I hear about that, the better. Yes, here's Island. God told us there'd be something interesting. Fuck you. Do you mind, dude? I'm trying to watch the little guys explore the island. Who are you stealing? Too late, they're gone. What do we ask? Guess they go. They were after. Stop! Yeah. Cut it out! Seriously? Hold on. Oh. Well, that didn't go so well. Hurry up and seal that pain in the ass monster there, would you? Did they find anything? That's if I wanted people build it, lettuce. I don't know if they found the thing. Might need to. I don't know what happened there. So Zeor, no one seems to be here. Could it be that those two have also had their hearts drawn away by the evil powers? So Zeor must enter the shrine and fight to save your people. Chalmers. Why, you sons of bitches. You know what? Your houses are dumb. Alright, now I'll go save you. I feel like I should have another magic spell by now. I'm pretty sure that's what you get on the island, but... whatever. Not like I need another one. Thud. A little bit Actraiser 2. In where you dropped in there. Mumble. Stop. Arr. Very like Indian design aesthetic and a lot of Marana stuff. I don't know what that was. Maybe ow, one up. Also, very branchy paths here. Bark. Damn it. Ah, Meteor. I see, the Grim Reaper is trying out a new look. That's more better. Bart. Found him. Well, they were kind of spears this time, but still. So what were you? Yeah, one up. My neighbors have been an especially pronounced pain in my shit lately. Give you $1 if you go fart on them. So the grave found the spikes. There we go. But, you know, yeah, you should have stuck with the black. Not feeling the pink. I mean, that's just me. You know, forget I criticized. You do you. If you want to be the fabulous Pink Reaper, that's fine. Knock yourself out. Just saying it's not the call I would have made. Whoa. Kind of really trying to decipher the sprite work on this guy. Very complicated boss. Ow. Yeah, I'm almost sure I've seen a Pink Reaper somewhere else. Yeah, it's like a Indian snake gods or something. Yeah, there we go. I guess we can just... Yeah, they are like snaky arms, too. No need to use my magic on this guy. Take that, evil snake. Something. Now my people love me again. Snake Charmer. Cultivating the land of Marana was a difficult task for us. No matter how many homes we seemed to build, monsters came and destroyed them. Yeah, damn those monsters, how could they do such a thing? Bastards. In the midst of all of our troubles, a man of eloquence appeared. He assured us that by becoming the monster's followers, trouble and hardship would be eliminated from our lives. Alas, we were deceived by his words. I realized how susceptible human beings are. All of us learned a very important lesson from this experience. We will never betray you again. We can now carry on without your help. Please help other lands find the peace we now have. Yeah, bring me the thing from the island, if you could, please. That will make up for something, maybe. Can we build up this way? Nope. Yeah, this island is tiny. Well, we can at least watch these guys work this time. Yay! Oh, yay! Yays, bro. Yes, bring me your artifact. Whoop. Offer your findings to your god. See, now they're building just like regular Fillmore-style log cabins. Yeah, you grow that wheat. Yes, maybe? What gives, yo? What do you mean you have nothing to offer? What's wrong with you? Yes, go do that. Does it keep getting interrupted by the build phase? I remember this being a little buggy. Alright, hang on. Oops. Yes. Now what if I hit it with lightning again while they're in transit to it? Nothing happened. My ass! That's what happened. Oops, that's wrong. That does anything. Nope. How about... Also, I will send... good, happy time sunlight now. There. Now you are blessed, maybe. But... what game? Angel Butt video game. Yeah, they don't do anything. Population 330, is that as high as it goes? Yay. Mayhaps. How did we end up through with 3332 people? Lame. Yeah, it's like we're always under the construction phase whenever they get back to from doing that. Maybe I need to wait for them to stop building and then do it? What's wrong with you? Yeah, do it. Bring me the thing from the bird-shaped island. I will consider not leveling your entire island with an earthquake again. Well, 330 wasn't even close to the population cap. Should hope not. Considering it's like 800 something in every other area. No, you definitely can't point construction over here now. I mean, they're doing their thing. Maybe it'll time out better this time. Get out of the boat. Hurry! Go, 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 go. Yay. Still nothing. What gives? What am I missing? What's the missing part of this equation? They just keep building. Sort of. Like, is there anything I'm forgetting? Oops. Yeah, I didn't have to teach these guys how to build bridges, they just figured that out. Good on them. Here comes this one guy. I built. Alright, I'm gonna like wait for them to. Ah, hey, alright, I figured it out. We have discovered the Master's magic on the island northeast of here. Alright, good. Just took you a while to get around to let me know. Yeah, this one I remember being really good. The end. Alrighty, we will go ahead to the final area then. Let's see if this actually does coincide with, like, the actual population cap. Nope. Go, go, gadget house. Alright. Good Marana, good island. Good job, everyone. We did it. North Wall. Place that cannot be accurately recreated on the city's skylines map, because you can't put snow on that. I'm gonna bring the Aurora. Oh, it says the way they pause before turning into the house so super makes me think of the lemmings you have to explode after they become barricades. I didn't even realize until I started watching like Let's Plays that you can also get rid of blockers by just like digging under them with miners or whatever, which you have to do in some cases. But all right, let's go fight the monsters. Those neighbor assholes have been blasting music all day. Much. North Wall. Frost Giants. Maybe, I don't know. Stop! Stop! North Wall, where everything hurts. You son of a bitch! Just a bird, fuck off. It's just like a beautiful game in sights and sounds. Okay, so those don't fall out from under you until you've stepped off of them. Ask their dog to sing Beethoven's Fifth, but always cut it short right before the... That is the best plan I've ever heard. Hi, welcome back. You like Actraiser 2? Awesome. Been better, been worse. Probably, I don't know. It's actually altogether possible I've not been much worse than this, but we persevere. Always glad to see you come by. Ken says, of all the tracks in this game, this one is catching my attention. This is a really fucking good one. Yeah, there's been a lot of the old Enix games going around among our little crew as of late. Ken streamed Terra Enigma not long before I started on this, and I really started on this pretty much just as a, like, comfort food thing, because it's an old favorite of mine. And I just kind of wanted the nostalgia hit. Plus, not everybody here has seen Actraiser, so... yeah. That's what we're here for. Hey, look at this old game I like. Yeah, okay. And yeah, Actraiser 2, I've discussed, in fact, in Agent Zero TV I streamed Actraiser 2, but in the course of streaming this, I've discussed that in a vacuum it's an okay game. Oh, sure. It just should probably not have been called an Actraiser sequel. Not a lot of nuance to what you can do in these platforming segments, really. You run, you jump. Sometimes you do magic. What's a hidden gem of an ES game that you never got? Eh. Damn. Freak. Zeor, god of mild profanity. Son of a... Alright. Yeah, that's what that one does. Hamelin no Violence. Great little Enix treasure game platformer where you escort this one girl across the entire game and your weapon of choice is a violin. Ah. Yep, can't say I've ever heard of that. Judging by the title, I'm guessing not a lot of people on this side of the ocean have. By the way, I don't know why I thought of this, but happy Pride Month, everyone. Alright, now an escort T that has infinite HP is the best kind of escort T. This freaking dude. Why does this sound familiar? Is this something so endearing about the weird sound effects made by the Actraiser games? Alright, now, for the most part, these adventure stages, the action stages, have not been terribly challenging, but I gotta say, the next one is a friggin' doozy. Oh! Pardon me as my various parts self-destruct. Ah! I'm okay. I feel like my voice hasn't had the same ring to it lately. I think I've just been tired. Which is one of the reasons why I'm skeptical about the quality of my recordings from earlier. Northwall may become commonplace. Yeah, that was my elbows. They do that. Oh, Master, our land Northwall is covered with snow. Are you sure? Please use the warmth of the sun. We long to see the green. Fine, I guess. These guys, if I recall, don't know bridges immediately, but they figure it out after you seal the layer or something. Ah! Even with the power arrows, these things take 2. Don't like you. No one likes you. Stop! Oh yeah, I should probably be telling you guys to build. Go. There we go. I mean, really? Do I have to hold your hand that much? Oh yeah, I should get some wheat. Can't melt that? Alright, I guess that's just a feature of the environment. Let's see... right, I need to go get wheat. I was distracted by Ollie talking about that game. Is not so sure she's indestructible because she has a health bar. She the bird enemy took half her health up, but then he threw her headfirst into a wall to break it, which did not harm her at all. So sounds like a quality game. Ah, that one was my jaw. Too many parts of me do that. Old is stupid. Whoosh. Thanks for the wheat, bye. Don't kill each other. Don't touch yourself. Oh, yeah, I left and then it canceled my stinky arrows. You two, you're way too uppity. You gotta knock this right off. HP bar is more of a mood bar, says Harlock. Aha. The plot thickened. I honestly assumed already that there would be some sort of Hurley Club mechanic in tea and spat, yeah. Right, we need to get rid of them fast. You have a lot of god power. Ah. 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 Yeah, I don't think we can melt like the blue crackly ice. Go Zeor, conquer Canada! Yeah. This is an accurate simulation of Canada, including the monsters. Go over there. Do it. Do it now. Do it now! Erg. I helped. Seriously, can you imagine the stones on these guys to get right up under that thing, though? Jesus. Good, good, good. What? We now understand how to build bridges. Good. These Northwall guys are smart. Oh, gross. Sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot to use the wheat. Oh yeah, also you guys need wool. People of Northwall are now able to keep themselves much warmer. Good. Alright. Don't get too attached to these crappy old houses you're making. My master, thank you very much for giving us such a beautiful land. Sure, because of this we can work and be happy. Alright. You're welcome, I guess. Most people would complain about being dropped in the frozen armpit of this land, but alright. You guys are putting a bright spin on things. What happened here? How'd you put... Okay, never mind. There was a lake under here. To be fair, I can't imagine they're much worse off than the people in, Casadora, and I mean, it's made it rain there for a while. Master, I think I see the semblance of a lake underneath all the ice. Are you sure? We plan to operate a fishery here in Northwall. Thank you, my master. The people can now live in peace. Sure. You will live in much better peace after you've dealt with all these monster slayers. Also, your houses suck. Stop that. Don't you remember the commandments of Zeor? Thou shalt not build crappy housing. There's a bug right up in my business. Where'd he go? It's like peace. Meanwhile, temple-sized earthquake skull. Alright, I need to see if I can get this friggin' bug. Usually they just kind of strafe by my field of view and then fuck off somewhere, but this one knows my hands are busy. Nope, it's gone. Scroll was found at the bottom of the cold lake. How'd you find the bottom of the lake? You guys are hardcore. Did you know that there's a large new tree growing northeast of here? New? I'm pretty sure that was there before you guys were. The other day, two of us went to the mighty tree. At the trunk of the tree, we found something very interesting. There were two initials carved in the tree. These initials prove that people inhabited this land a few thousand years ago. We also noticed and found a scroll hidden near the trunk. Neat. Oop. No more porn. You know what? You guys have built too much crap. Sorry. Yeah, build better houses. This would suck. Population back down to 2. Jesus Christ. Now, what do you have to give me? Ah! That one sucks. Magical light. Sounds like it should be so good. It's not. It's quite bad. Have it. How do you miss this thing? Jesus. There you go. Better houses. There we go. I'll probably let these ones stand. Pardon. That's a big-ass tree. Yeah, global warming is just me fucking around. But snow's stupid. Northwall also seems to have just flown by. Super NES games seemed so much larger in scope when I was a kid. I remember when Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time was like the biggest expanse of space I'd ever seen. Ow. Fight! Ow! Nerd. Link to the Past is still an enduring favorite, I gotta say. Somebody asked Vinny the other day what his favorite, Legend of Zelda song was. I thought about it for a second, and I'm thinking it may well, in my case, have been friggin' Hyrule Castle from Link to the Past. Like the intro of that game with the rain on the roof and everything, it's just so friggin' good. Master or monster has appeared from the almighty tree. The mighty old tree is our symbol of Northwall. Simply gazing upon it stirs emotions. The emotions. All of the emotions. Those emotions there within us. Please save our symbol of Northwall. Come down and drive the monsters away. This tree sucks. Oh, but they're asking so nicely. Alright, build a little more and I'll go kill the monsters. After all, I had to get on my god power back. Good houses. Yay. When the total population becomes 4,100, so we need, what, like 400-ish more people? I don't know if we're gonna fit that in here. Where's Turbo? Always for that dog. Yep, in my headcanon, that's the same dog. It just trolls people. Just runs by them and tries to get, you know... They all try to catch the dog. Nope. Must be why nobody's bothering to try to catch him this time. Like, oh no, we've heard about you. We're not falling for that crap. if we can get that 4100. Looks like we might. Yeah, these guys building the high density residential zones here. You got the right idea. Got everything. This place has even less space than Marana. Oh no, it's close. Nah, I think Marana's worse. How we doing? 200 more? Another favorite is definitely the, like the Song of Healing, just like from under the clock tower in Majora's Mask. That's some good music. Wait a minute, are you guys building here? Yeah, we got this. There we go. Good, that guy built a house without even a path leading up to it. Got the right idea. So yeah, I guess the paths are like purely cosmetic, really. Oh, and some ass built his house right in front of that one. And we need 70 more. You can do it. I believe in you. More or less. Alright, restructuring. Time for an earthquake. No, just, how about... Your houses suck. Alright, so now we need 90 more people. What could I say? Nature is cruel. We might have to develop somewhere else to get that 4100. I would like to if I can. Yeah, they're done building here. Is there anywhere else that still has crap houses? Nah, these guys are doing alright. Not too many crap houses around here. Well, there's some. Oops. Good. Yeah, the better houses. Or build more better houses. I think we're losing as many people to my lightning bolt casualties as we're gaining from building. Maybe forget it. Or for my allergies tonight. Fucking rough. We only need 40 something more. What are you ass clowns? What are you building? So you intersperse the crappy thatch houses in with the good ones. Aside from that, though, Bloodpool seems like a pretty nice place, actually. Good design sense around here. 58. If they build more good houses in those spots, we could get there. Really now? One guy. Come on. I blew up like 9 houses. Please try to make this worth my time. I work in mysterious ways, you know. Damn it. What's wrong with you people? Alright, forget it. It's only one more hit point. We'll get along without it. Let's go kill the tree. My count is slightly. Good. Don't suppose it'll matter that much. We'll be fine. Oh, am I getting so tired? Here we go. At least I saved up a lot of MP. Treason. Here we go. Techman says, really hearing the swans in the sun font now. Yeah, they're going nuts. For some reason like the climbing the central tree trunk sort of level design here made me think like Death Egg sort of design. Which I guess is more proof that I'm too tired to speak rationally. Yeah, look at all this freaking damage I'm taking. Stop. Let's be very careful. Damn it! Fire! Balls! Yeah. Kind of threw that one at that point. Like, you know, we're obviously not getting anywhere here. Alright. See, why did I swoop back down? And do not... Why... Son of a... That is not as good as mediocre. Ugh. Well, that went a little better. God damn it. Level stinky. Yeah. Really? Yep, this level sucks about as bad as I remembered. It just keeps going. There we are. No, alright. Almost fell for it. Alright, we made it to the transition. Who likes bubbles? Not anymore, you don't. There, can we, yeah, just knock off all pretense? There we go, thank you. Bubble time, bubble time. We can go up on the bubble. Jesus. Bye. Ow. So the green ones still pop, but after a longer time? Cool background. Just, no, stop. Ah. Alright, that went better than I figured. Then we get this freaking cool boss. Yep, that right there is where the spell is good. I should have saved some MP. Oh well. I have one. I'll have to make it count. Bark. Hi. That'd be a good place to find a god statue. When you destroyed the final monster, the demon Tanzra's Island emerged from the depths of the ocean northeast of here. Tanzra is underground waiting for his final battle with the Master. Alright, let's go, Sir Zeor, to the haunted land, Deathheim. Oh shit, son. Alright, I don't think there's basically anything I can do to get more MP. I guess we'll see if Northwall builds a little more now that I've beaten all the bads. What's going on, Northwall? Thank our master for ridding our land, Northwall, of all monsters. We can now carry on by ourselves. Good job. Yeah, they'll build a little more now. Should get us over the 4100 easily enough. Yeah, right there it is. I think 4600 then would be the actual maximum. But we're not going to do that. We can go ahead straight to Deathheim. Kill Satan once and for all. For what I think will be the 4th time on Zeor TV. Do you have anything? Did I forget anything? Nope. Well, screw you then. Yeah, that would take forever to get up to 46. That many. Save again, just to be sure. Boo. Sure don't want us to stay around for the ending at least? So, I mean, Deathheim's right here. Figure I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Magical Aura, but I only get one shot with it. This will be the last battle. All monsters will be completely eliminated from this world. Are you ready? I guess. fucking cool. It's great design. Here's Minotaur's package again. Oh, I have a shitload of MP. Don't know why. It's fine. Details. Godly boss rush. Good teleportation effect. Jean Werewolfman. Blarg. Payne says all the skulls in the background give me a Ghost and Goblins vibe. That one right next to Satan there does look like Firebrand a little bit, doesn't it? They changed Satan's look a little bit in this localization, by the way. Like, instead of that crest on his head, he had much more obvious Satan horns. That went pretty well. No biggie if we take a loss of a life or two on the way there. We won't need our MP for Satan himself. But this freaking guy. You know what, just... Here, there we go. Cobra Man. The high-speed Cobra Man. Cobra person. Legally distinct Vishnu. I guess. There we go. Creatively distinct Vishnu. 2 health left for 4 Dragon Guide. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out. Yeah, nope. Well, that's it. I have to restart the whole thing. There's a pretty good chance Meteor still would have been better here. Whatever, it's fine. Yep, I'll just use my last MP right there. I'm cool with that. Satan says, alright, I've had about enough of your shit. Ugh. I love this battle. Ah, crap. Dude, that's fucking Zero's charge shot from X1 right there. It looked a lot like it, is all I'm saying. It's just Satan in Wily machine form. Stop. Alright guys, Satan, I'm defeated. And then all became nice. Good ways. Sir Zeor, you have been a tireless master. With this, our current duties are complete. We have labored long and hard to help our people become free. I do feel a bit of regret that they will no longer need our help. Let's take one last look at each of the thriving towns we helped develop. So God doesn't hire the best proofreaders. This is Fillmore. Look how the people cleared and cultivated the land and constructed a prospering town. Pretty nice town. Oh yes, one of the men of Fillmore had the ability to predict the future. His ability helped save Fillmore. Finally gave his life for his town. Sure, he expected that final fate. From birth, all people are guided by a force called destiny. Because people are unaware of their destiny, they may not understand all that life has to offer. The man who quietly accepts his destiny is also the one who becomes a great leader and person, okay? This is Bloodpool. The lake has already returned to its beautiful blue color. Yay. Ah yes, there was an energetic boy named Teddy. Or Zeor and I are supposed to treat all people equally. What? Nobody explained that to me. Since he was such a likable young boy, he received much of our attention. You remember the people of Bloodpool had to draw lots to decide who was to be sacrificed. I do wish it had, honored my preferred text speed. At the time I didn't tell you, but I knew whose lot was drawn. It was Teddy. Dude, they told me that. You were there. This is the desert town, Cassandora. Desert not pictured. Now there is very little evidence of the once massive desert. People said they were drawn into the pyramid by its magical powers. The should we believe this? Nah, humans kind of suck. Monsters living in the pyramid were nothing more than reincarnates of the human slaves who built the pyramid. Well, that's pretty heavy. Their spirits remained, drawing people's minds to the pyramid. Now the pyramid is sealed, and their souls saved. They will be reborn as human beings. Yay. Gotta have all my best people on that. This is the volcanic town Itos. I was so impressed by these people. Tried to build homes in spite of the continuous lava flow. Mostly it was just a lot of rocks, but okay. Their leader passed from this life right before your very eyes. I am certain he dedicated his whole life to informing people of your existence. I hoped Itos would become a beautiful town, representative of his great spirit. You are reading that quite wrong. This is the jungle town Marana. My, they have built so many homes on such a small island. Have they? Well, yeah, that's decent density. I felt very sad when the town's two leaders were tempted by the wicked mirror. Wait, there's a mirror? But human beings have a tendency to choose the easier way when faced with difficulties. Having seen the people's weakness, I felt obligated to lead them in the right direction. This is the last of our lands, North Wall. I felt a little guilty about letting people live in such a cold climate. Yeah, they took it like chaps. They successfully overcame many problems. Their two leaders were telling us that when they found the two initials on the mighty tree, they felt a certain affection toward what or who had left the initials. I think those two leaders were sweethearts who had lived here long ago, but were killed by monsters. Their spirits have since come to dwell in these bodies. If my story is correct, sweethearts have finally reunited after a long separation. Well, even though they don't remember, isn't it a beautiful story? I guess. This being so, it seems your people, as well as yourself, have had hard times. Sure, Zeor, why don't we take a look inside the shrine? Oh. There's no one here. In former times, people would call for you and ask for your help. As cultures and lands become more advanced, people tend to forget those who helped them. But then people may be most happy when not in need of help from their master. Or when they have forgotten him. We yearn for a time when people will no longer need to ask for our help. That's an interesting paradox. So that's Actraiser. Dead fee. Trying to figure out what that means. Pardon. No, there's no death toll in this one. Must be thinking of Soul Blazer. You went to Deathheim to kill Satan. Only 2 streams worth this game. I feel like it was 3 when I did it previously. But I think I just deferred the final boss to later. This time I was just like, nah, let's just go and do it. What am I doing next anyway? Find out 2, I guess. I should try out their other thing. Video game. Breakfast, that's the one. Should see if that would be streamable. I got a few things lined up, or tentatively lined up. Yeah, there's Quintet finally dropping its own name. Yep. Quintet. 1990. Actraiser over here, copyright 1991. Yep. The end. A bite-sized little game. Or at least it seems by today's standards, but... see if we can deliver space biscuits with Ray for a stream. Pencil that in lightly, don't press in on the page too hard. In any case, yeah, we'll see what I'm doing for Thursday. Perhaps Flat Out 2, perhaps something else, we'll see. I don't really have anything else profound to say to you. Appreciate everybody, as always, coming by and chatting and watching and contributing in whatever capacity you're able. All of you out there, especially in our fine continent, for the love of God, please be safe. The world is losing its fucking mind, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But, yep, alright, that's it. I'm too tired. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'll see you Thursday. We'll do something. Zeor TV. Fart sounds. Good night.